Good morning, how are you? As you can tell, Lucy's very happy next to me this morning, so, you know, I'm happy, she's happy. I don't know what I'd do without her. She's so much fun for me. My wife doesn't exactly think she's very funny, but that's alright. Anyhow, moving right along. First story up is my opinion of Harris's electability, should she decide to do something. They say she's a shoo-in for governor, but I don't think that she wants to be governor, you know. I think if she was smart, she'd try to be a senator or a representative, so where she could do something. Because if she runs for president, she's going to get buried by whoever, you know. Because by the time she has to do something, she has to lead a fight or something in between now and the end of the midterms, because it's going to be it's so critical to support the midterms and then to support somebody in the presidential race. And we're assuming that, you know, that Trump is going to give up the presidency at the end of 4 years, which if he's still alive, I don't think he'll do. He'll figure something out to make this more of a dictatorship or I can't pronounce that word, but I think some people understand what I'm trying to say. But if he's still there, that's a problem for everybody, because he'll suspend the election. He'll do something, you know. They can do that. It's not easy, but the president can do that. And now you turn around and you say, well, you know, she's got to fight for the next 4 years before she can even consider being elected. She has to show some sort of programs, the ability to legislate, the ability to do anything, and she's never done that. She said she had programs to reduce grocery costs, and she never once brought one of them to the forefront so that people could see it and try to understand it, to see what was going on. She had no idea. Nobody has any idea how to do that. Because Trump is right. Once prices go up, they're very, very hard to bring down. It's not easy, because you're talking about taking profits away from these billionaires, and they don't like to lose profits. Okay? So that's something she has to do. She has to... money's not an object, apparently, for her, because she's got the women's movements and everything else behind her, but there has to be more to it than that. There has to be some sort of structure to her... I'm going to get rid of these guys, you know? Trust me, I can do it. I don't think she can. I don't know who can. I don't know who's out there that I know that I want to run right now. But, you know, it may be a point where we have to go vote for some sort of Republican that go back in there, because we have to get rid of Trump. You know, you have to get rid of Trump, and with getting rid of Trump, you have to get rid of Musk's influence on the party, Ramsworthy's influence on the party, and Vance's influence on the party. All right, Vance has no influence on anything. Vance is just a yes sir, no sir, oh cool, I'm going to be president guy, you know. Oh, they knew they made a mistake with Vance a long time ago. So, you know, the fact that they're upset about it now, and that they're trying to, you know, that they'll try to push him into the background is just something that's going to happen. You don't hear him saying anything right now, except yes and whatever Donald tells him. So I think that's a tremendously important role she can play, but I don't think she has the balls to do it. I honestly don't. She can sit there and say she's an angry person and stand up there and make angry faces and whatnot. Okay, fine. What are you going to do about it? Duh. Well, I have a plan. Well, what's your plan? We'll discuss this at a later date. Yeah, right. You got no plan, bitch. You know, I liked you. I do. I supported you, but you've got no plans. If you do, you need to put them down in paper and print them out to newspapers and the videos and everything else you can possibly do to get the plans out there. And if the public likes them, you'll be the next president. If the public doesn't like them, you'll be the next garbage collector. It's as simple as that. Okay. This is a rather humorous story next. Now, you all remember the story about this lady that stowed away on a Delta flight to Paris, France, you know, and she was really very difficult to get out of the country, get back to the United States. And apparently she was on home detention with an ankle monitor and the whole 9 yards. And she was very, you know, I won't do this again, don't worry, type thing or something. I don't know what the deal was, how she got there to that stage, you know, being home. And the next thing they know, she cut the monitor off her. She was living with a roommate. The roommate's the one who turned her in. That she cut the monitor off her leg and took off, because the roommate didn't want to go to jail because she, you know, anybody thinking that she helped her or anything, whether she did or not, she turned her in. And they picked her up, trying to get into Canada now. I don't understand this lady's problem. I don't know where she gets. I don't think she works. I don't think anybody'd have her working for her. She's obviously got some problems. I don't know what they are. I mean, unless she's just seriously an attention getter, you know. I wouldn't trust her with anything. I'd be very, very, very scared if she's on a plane with me. You know, I just don't feel this woman's I don't know what the terms are, but I just don't feel that this woman is really capable of doing anything. You know, I think she's capable of. Doesn't seem to be capable of violence, but you know, repetitive behavior is insanity. You know, you keep trying to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. Now, it's possible she can get out of the country at some point in time. Then, well, what's she going to do? She's going to go from another country? What is she trying to do? Go around the world or something? Or just get the hell out of Dodge? You know, I don't know. And that's kind of a scary thing when you see that, you know? So, anyhow, I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll have to see. And why Canada? Why from France to Canada? I have no idea. Okay, some communities in the United States are supporting a 4-day school week. I don't know, you know, the thing about going to a 4-day work week or school week or whatever, 4-day school week requires that they have somebody home to monitor the child on the 5th day. You know, and that can be problematic. They'll, you know, because they don't want daycare, they don't want any after school programs or anything like that. You know, this is just to, you know, a 4-day work. It's like a 4-day work week for teachers, and I'm not understanding the entire reasoning behind it. But what that does do is put a stress on the finances of everybody else, because, like I said, if you're not paying for the if you're in a position where you have somebody to watch the child, that's fine. You know, teenagers can watch themselves. Yeah, they're called juvenile delinquents when they do that too much. You know, when they're left that much time to themselves. And there's the expense of that, and there's the expense of doing something. You know, and it's like the 4-day work week. People spend more money. You know, you don't spend money at work usually, except for, you know, few dollars for lunch maybe. You have the opportunity to go do 3-day weekends, and all of a sudden you're in debt, and you can't. There's nothing else you can do but go back to work on Monday. You know, it doesn't work from a financial point of view. It's a great idea if you're like me. I mean, I had a reservoir behind my house, and I would go fishing for 3 days. You know, I ran a company that 4-day work week would have helped me not have to work on Sundays and stuff like that, because I'd be able to get into these offices and things that I clean. But it would make my week very, very intense. You know, I wouldn't be going home at 4 o'clock in the afternoon anymore. I'd be going home at 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. Then I have to do then I'd have to turn around and go back out to the offices that I do at night. So it's not, you know, to me it's not a great thing. It has its drawbacks. Its drawbacks are financial stress. Nobody thinks of that. All right, it just doesn't seem. Nobody thinks practically like that. You know, I guess I don't know. But anyhow, now we're doing more strange things. There was a tornado warning in downtown San Francisco, the first in the history of the Weather Bureau for San Francisco's downtown. Now, if this doesn't tell you that there's some strange things going on with the weather and that we can probably put them towards climate change, I don't know what does. You know, I mean, that's just you know, San Francisco doesn't have a lot of real tall buildings, so they could get a lot of damage. And there's a lot of old buildings in San Francisco that are built to withstand shaking, but not vibration. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I think that, you know, a tornado, depending on the category of the storm and whatnot, the strength, which is the strength of the storm, could create havoc. You know, you don't want to be walking down Main Street and have a car fly by your head. You know, hey, it's very strange. You know, I always thought that tornadoes would have a lot of difficulty forming in in an urban environment because of the structures that were there that would break the air up and everything like that, just prevent the cyclone type weather that's needed for to produce tornadoes, that kind of spinning air. But then I've seen stuff down here that, you know, mountains and 28-story buildings don't make any difference down here. I haven't seen one touch down, but I have seen the possibility that they break up, and that's fortunate. You know, where I live, you know, even thunderstorms break up. You know, you look like you're coming down the valley, and all of a sudden, a wind comes over the top of the mountain, and it's going across the valley, not down the valley. So, you know, yeah, there's a lot of weather stuff out there like that. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on out there. You know, we're not listening to all of it. I'm not sure all of it's getting reported in the news. You'll see a story that'll show up in on YouTube or something like that, or it'll show up on CNN, but won't show up on MSB or CBS or ABC or anything like that. You know, and I don't know why, unless there's a great deal of censorship in place already. That's the thing people are talking about, because he's not going to censor him, he's going to scare him. There's a difference. There's not going to be a censorship law. There's going to be scare tactics used that Trump's using, and he's done that already. So God knows what's going to happen next. Anyhow, takes care of that. And so let me just say this: if you like my stories, or you like my fat belly, or if you while Lucy took off, if you want to just see pictures of my dog every once in a while sleeping, or if you want to laugh at me, or you just want to listen to some of my comments, do me a favor. You know, just hit the subscribe and the like button. And this doesn't cost you anything. You know, as far as I know, you're not going to get on any mailing list or anything, at least not from me. Okay? I haven't got the energy to make up a mailing list or something like that. You know, what the hell is the purpose of me doing this every day if I'm going to make a mailing list of it? And then, you know, and I'm not selling anything. You know, I could sell my wood, I could sell something else, but you're not that's not my selling audience. My selling audience is very local. This is not a local thing. This is basically goes to Facebook and stuff in America, so this is pretty international. That's the sun making everything blink behind me, so don't get alarmed. But I would really appreciate it if you hit the like or the subscribe buttons. You know, it does nothing but build my ego. Basically, that's what you're doing. You're feeding my ego, and you're letting YouTube know that they're not wasting your time putting this stuff up, you know, and that I'm not wasting my time. I'm going to do it whether I'm wasting my time or not, but that's just me, you know. I don't know whether the other people in the world feel like that. But okay, let's end on that note, and I'll see you tomorrow.